You're looking at an old BMW R100/7 that will receive a full makeover. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been turning it into a full-scale digital model to help introduce custom parts. Every part was captured by using the Revopoint MetroY Pro 3D scanner to create the most detailed and accurate scan possible. Every part of the bike is scanned individually, building an accurate digital model piece by piece. With the bike captured at full scale, custom parts can be mocked up directly in the space they're meant to occupy. Here, I designed a custom airbox that fits perfectly behind the engine, followed by an airbox delete cover. These are just examples, but the idea is simple. Once the space is known, any shape can be formed, refined, and iterated without guesswork. Since this was my first time using a 3D scanner in a real project, I wanted to start with a part that would teach me how it behaves and what it needs from me as a user. That's why I began with the engine housing. The engine is dense, detailed, and full of complex geometry, which makes it the perfect place to understand how well the scanner handles both large surfaces and fine features. As the blue laser sweeps across the surface, the cameras read the shape and build a live 3D point cloud on screen. By simply moving the MetroY Pro around, the scanner tracks and connects the data automatically. In just about a minute, the front of the engine housing is already visible as a digital model. Watching the surface take shape in real time is surprisingly fast and intuitive. With a few passes, a complete section of the engine housing is captured. The rear of the engine is far more complex with tight corners, ribs, and fine features that need more attention. For areas like this, a more focused scanning single line mode lets the laser trace smaller details more precisely. That makes it possible to capture things like mounting points and sharp edges that would otherwise be harder to pick up. With the engine housing dialed in, the rest of the engine components followed using the same workflow. By the time the full engine was captured, I had a solid foundation and a much better understanding of how the scanner behaves in real conditions. That's what made it possible to move on to something much larger, the frame. Preparing the motorcycle frame was the first step before it could be captured in digital form. Areas where the paint had chipped or lifted were slightly sanded, not to restore the finish, but to create a surface that would be easier for the scanner to read. Even small changes in reflectivity can affect how cleanly the geometry is captured, especially on parts this large. Before any scanning began, I placed 3mm reflective markers around key areas of the frame, starting at the headstock. These markers give the scanner reference points to lock onto, allowing it to track its position as it moves around the part and helping it maintain alignment as the scan grows. Without these reference points, large and complex objects like the motorcycle frame become much harder to track, especially when the surface itself offers very little visual texture. By default, most 3D scanners struggle with dark, glossy, and black surfaces. The reason is simple. The cameras have to detect how the projected laser lines bend and distort across the surface, and on reflective paint, those distortions can become much harder to read. That's why surface preparation and proper tracking are just as important as the scanner itself. To help with this, the Revo Metro scanning software includes a black object scanning mode, which adjusts how the system reads reflective and dark surfaces. Just like the engine, the scan began with the blue laser lines moved across the tubes and welds. The digital version of the frame started to take shape on screen within seconds. This is where the scale of the project really becomes apparent. Unlike the engine, which is compact and dense, the frame is large, open, and full of intersecting tubes. Capturing it accurately means maintaining tracking across long distances while still preserving fine details around the joints and mounting points. The headstock area in particular is one of the most complex parts of the entire frame. It contains tight curves, weld seams, and bearing surfaces that all need to be captured cleanly if the digital model is going to be useful for design work later on. Using the parallel line scanning mode, it picked up the details extremely well. Even subtle changes in curvature and surface transitions were visible as the mesh continued to grow, giving a clear and accurate representation of one of the most critical areas of the bike. Every future modification, from bodywork to suspension geometry, will be referenced using this scan, so getting it right here is essential. I focused on scanning the frame in sections and then merging everything together in the Revo Metro software. You can think of it like capturing pieces of the frame and then digitally assembling them into a single, complete structure. Because reflective markers were placed along the frame, the software was able to recognize and align each scan automatically, merging them into one large continuous model. Working this way also made the process more manageable. Instead of trying to capture the entire frame in one pass, I could focus on smaller areas, making sure each section was recorded exported cleanly before combining everything into a final file. The frame itself is just over 1 meter long, which is right at the limits of the MetroY Pro's scanning volume, so capturing it in sections and merging the data turned out to be the right approach. Even with its size and complexity, the final result came together extremely well, with an overall scanning accuracy better than 0.2 millimeters across the entire frame. Bringing the engine and frame together in the digital space immediately changes everything. The spatial relationships and clearances now match the real bike, confirming that the geometry captured by the MetroY Pro scanner is true to life. With that foundation in place, the final major component to scan was the fuel tank. This part is especially important because it will become the starting point for my own custom tank design later in the build. By capturing the original tank, I now have the exact digital reference for both its fitment and its volume, as well as the subtle design features along with the outer skin and underside that define its shape. After preparing the surface with markers, I scanned the tank using the general mode and then switched to a mode optimized for shiny and metallic surfaces. Because the tank has a blue metallic finish, the shiny mode allowed the scanner to capture it more quickly and cleanly. In just over 8 minutes, the main body of the fuel tank was fully captured, and the fuse model already looked extremely solid. Some elements like the fuel cap and the emblems did not appear in the initial scan because of their darker surfaces, so those areas were captured separately using a different scanning mode and then merged back into the main model without any issues. Once the top half was complete, I moved on to the underside of the tank where all the mounting points, tunnel, and the internal clearances needed to be recorded just as accurately. Even there, the scanner had no trouble keeping track of the surface. In less than 10 minutes, the underside was captured and merged, resulting in a complete and highly detailed fuel tank. With 13 major components now scanned inside and out, all of that data was brought into Fusion 360, where the digital version of the motorcycle could finally come together. Aligning the mesh files and cleaning them up took time, but it transforms the scan data into something that can actually be used for design. Once everything is in place, the digital bike becomes a data reference. From here, entirely new possibilities open up. You can start to visualize different color schemes and finishes, seeing how a custom build might look long before any physical changes are made. You can create animations to explore a project from every angle, whether it's for your own build or to show a client what their bike could become. And on the technical side, this is where the real power comes in. Custom parts can be designed directly on the scan geometry, whether that means creating a new subframe, redesigning mounting points, or shaping components to fit the exact contours of the frame and engine. Because everything exists at full scale, you can pull section cuts through any part, study wall thicknesses, measure clearances, and even copy complex gasket surfaces or irregular shapes for perfect matching components. At that point, the digital model stops being just a scan and becomes a platform for building. The only real limit is what you decide to design. Being able to move from a real, decades-old BMW to a fully usable digital twin is something I couldn't have done without a scanner capable of capturing this level of detail. The Revopoint MetroY Pro has made it possible to turn physical parts into reliable digital geometry that I can actually design around and not just look at. If you're interested in exploring this kind of workflow yourself, I've included a special discount code in the description that saves you 7% on the MetroY Pro or any other models. And for those of you who want to dive even deeper into this project, the scan files for this BMW R100 are available on my website, so you can explore the same digital data I'm using to build this bike. This is just the beginning of what this technology makes possible, and I'm excited to see where it takes this build next. Hope to see you in the next one.